9. Martin Macharia is my name, and EBN News at 1 starts now. And in his fourth day of touring the Mount Kenya region, President William Ruto made a stop in Mbere, Embu County, where he officially launched a major water project aimed at improving access to clean water for local residents. The project, which is expected to significantly enhance water availability in the region, was announced to be completed by April 2026. Speaking during the launch, President William Ruto emphasized the government's commitment to addressing water scarcity and improving infrastructure in rural areas. He assured the residents that the project would not only provide clean water, but also boost local economic activities, especially in agriculture, which is a key source of livelihood in the region.
Na tulikubaliana na nyinyi niende nitafute pesa ndio tuweze hii maji ambayo mumengojea karibu miaka 50. Tuwapatie maji jameni, kiu iende chini ndio muweze kuungana na Wakenya wengine twende mbele. Tumekubaliana? Na nilikuja hapa mwaka uliopita na nikawaambia tutaanzisha hii mradi. Na mimi nataka niwaeleze hii mradi inasonga mbele, it is ahead of time, na mpango yetu ni kukamilisha hii project by next year April ili maji ipatikane. Hapa tutajenga intake kubwa. Tutajenga hapa pia mahali ya kusafisha hiyo maji. Alafu ile inaitwa treatment works. Alafu vile vile tutatengeneza kilomita 26 ya pipeline kusukuma maji ndio wananchi wa hapa wapate maji, mufanye irrigation, mupeleke Mbere mbele na Embu mbele na Kenya mbele. Tumekubaliana jameni? Na ndio nimekuja hapa leo kudhibitisha. Kwa sababu kuna wengine wanasema hakuna kazi inaendelea. Mimi nimekuja hapa kuuliza nyi watu wa Mbere, inaendelea ama haiendelei? Si kazi inaendelea? Si kazi inaendelea? Ile deni mimi niko naye na nyinyi ni kuongeza intake ingine pale Kiambere. Niweke intake ingine kama hii. Ndio tusambaze maji zaidi, ifike ward zote za hapa Mbere South na Embu sehemu nyingi. Na mimi nimekubaliana na viongozi wenu. Na mimi nitaenda kuwatafutia pesa katika budget inayokuja. Tuwapangie pesa ingine ya kuanzisha hiyo Kiambere intake, ndio tusongeshe mambo ya maji sehemu hii, ile kazi mumetuuliza serikali zote sisi tuweze kuwatimizia, kwa sababu nyinyi ni watu wa bidii, munafanya kilimo, munaendesha biashara. Ile imewakosea tu ni maji hakuna. Si ni kweli jameni? Nimekuja hapa jambo la pili. Mulinieleza ya kwamba bado tuko na manyumba nyingi haina stima hapa Embu. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Na stima sio starehe ya matajiri peke yao.
All right, at the same time, President William Ruto has emphasized that the current focus of his government is on development, not politics. Speaking on the fourth day of his tour of the Mount Kenya region in Mbere, Embu County, the president assured citizens that the time for politics would come, but this administration is committed to delivering tangible progress for the country. Ruto stated that the citizens have the power to elect their leaders, and it's the only after his tenure that they will have the opportunity to assess his government's achievements. He urged the public to focus on, or rather on work being done now rather than political distractions.
Na wengine wanasema ati tugawane. Ati hawa ni wa kabila hii, sijui hawa ni wa kabila ile, chama hii, sijui chama gani, sijui pande hii, sijui kwa ocean. Sasa tukienda hiyo barabara si Kenya hii itazambaratika. Hiyo maneno tusikubali kabisa hiyo maneno. Ama namna gani jameni? Munasema tuunganishe Kenya ikuwe moja na tusukume maendeleo kabisa. Na unajua siku ya siasa itakuja. Saa hizi ni saa ya kazi. Ama namna gani? Si saa hii kila mtu ashughulike na ile kazi amepatiwa. MCA ako na kazi yake ashughulike. Mjumbe ako na kazi yake ashughulike. Gavana ako na yake ashughulike. Mimi niko na yangu nishughulike. Siku ya mtihani ikifika, si nyinyi ndio mtasahihisha? Ama namna gani jameni? Si ndio? Ama namna gani? Si nyinyi ndio mtamaki, kila mtu mnasema huyu amepita mtihani aendelee, huyu amegoga mtihani aende nyumbani. Basi tunasonga mbele na Kenya. Ama namna gani watu wa Embu? Tumekubaliana? Tuendelee namna hiyo. Saa hizi ni saa ya siasa ama ya kazi? Saa hii ni saa ya siasa ama maendeleo? Tushughulike na maendeleo. Basi mimi niko hapo. Wacha nichukue nafasi hii nimuulize naibu wa rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, Mheshimiwa Profesa Kithure Kindiki awasalimie.
Now, Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki has called for national unity and warned government critics who seek to incite chaos in the country. Speaking on the fourth day of President William Ruto's tour to Mount Kenya region in Mbeere, Embu County, Kindiki emphasized that he is fully aware of his duties as Deputy President and would not tolerate any efforts to destabilize the country. Kindiki, who accompanied the President during the tour, underscored the importance of peace and cooperation in fostering the country's development. He urged Kenyans to focus on nation building and avoid being distracted by divisive politics or those who seek to undermine the government's progress.
Na tusipochunga tunaweza haribu umoja wetu, tupate matatizo kama nchi zingine vile zimepata matatizo. Munaunga rais mkono aunganishe nchi yetu ya Kenya? Rais munamunga mkono aunganishe nchi yetu ya Kenya? Na mimi niseme hivi nikimalizia, nikiwa naibu wa rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, kazi yangu ni kazi mbili. Ya kwanza, hiyo amri rais ametoa, mambo mingi amesema ifanyike, mambo ya stima, mambo ya maji, amesema idara mbalimbali sifanye mambo fulani. Mimi ndio mtu yake ya mkono kwenda kutafuta mawaziri na wafanyikazi wa serikali wale wanahusika kuhakikisha amri ya rais imetekelezwa. Si namna hiyo? Si namna hiyo? Si namna hiyo? Ama mnafikiri kazi yangu nyingine ni gani? Si ni kusaidia rais kusukuma barabara zetu, kusukuma maji na stima? Kuna kazi nyingine ya Deputy President? Si ni mtu ya mkono ya rais? Na si ni kazi kubwa sana hiyo ya kusaidia rais? Si is a big job. Kwa hivyo wale wanatuambia ati sisi ati tupiganishe kelele watu hapa na kuchochea wananchi kuleta uhasama, wakome na waambiwe sisi tunajua kazi yetu. Si namna hiyo? Kuna watu walikuwa wanachochea watu hapa na kupiganisha wananchi kelele. We have no time for divisive politics. The time we have is to build Kenya, and as the principal assistant of the president, my business is to expedite the development of Kenya, including the development of Embu, Mbeere South and other parts of our country. Namna hiyo? Wapi wale wanasema wataunga rais mkono waendelee na hiyo kazi?
Now, moving on to the corridors of justice, a University of Nairobi student, Bernard Wangila, has been acquitted by the court after being arrested with a 5-liter jerrycan of fuel during student protest against the university's funding model. Wangila, a fourth-year student, was initially arrested along Hariduk Road in Nairobi. However, the court found insufficient evidence to support the allegations against him. The ruling came after it was noted that no physical exhibits were produced and the only witness who appeared in court failed to provide collaborative testimony. Wangila's defense lawyer, Dastan Omari, successfully argued that his client, a border rider, funds his education through motorcycle earnings and uses the same motorcycle for commuting to the university. Omari explained that on the day of his arrest, Wangila had traveled to town without his motorbike due to lack of fuel. He was simply purchasing fuel to return home when he was apprehended. In delivering the verdict, the court acknowledged the lack of credible evidence and acquitted Wangila of all charges.
So a plea of not guilty has been entered for both accused persons. We'll have the matter mentioned on the 17th of April 2025 for pretrial directions, In the meantime, each accused person is granted a bond of 5 million with a similar surety of the same amount, or a cash bail of 2 million with 2 contact persons. Let the defense be supplied with the charge sheet, the witness statements, and all other documents.
Criminal case number E196 of 2025, Susan Wairimu Njoroge.
Now, the national government has pledged to cover the full burial cost for the 7 members of a family from Limuru who tragically lost their lives in a road accident along the Maima-Nakuru highway earlier last week. The announcement was made by Silvanus Osoro, the majority chief whip in the National Assembly and member of parliament for Mugirango South. Speaking at the memorial service held in Kamireto village, Limuru constituency, Osoro stated that the government's intervention was aimed at easing the unexpected burden placed on the grieving family. The service, which was led by the National Assembly Prayer Committee, was attended by several notable leaders, including Anabukoi, Member of Parliament Samuel Chepkonga, Makueni Senator Dan Manzo, Limuru MP John Kirago, and Kiambu Women Representative Anne Wanjiko Muratha, Marsabit Women Representative Naomi Wako, and Lungalunga MP Chiforomondo Mangale. The 7 members are scheduled to be laid to rest that next Thursday in Naivasha.
The government of Kenya is going to involve itself katika hii mazishi kuanzia mwanzo hadi mwisho. We want to be part of this. So, na tumeona mahitaji regardless of this contribution ambayo tumepeana na kusupport. I want to make a commitment kama kiongozi katika hii nchi na kiongozi wa bunge. You know, one of the leaders from parliament, ya kwamba we are going to take charge, we are going to support the family. We know the pain you are going through. This is unprecedented, it has never happened. Mimi sijaiona kitu kama hii. Hizo zote nimeeleza, lakini sijaiona hii familia, sijawaiona hii. Sijaiona hii, mpaka very innocent kids, sijaiona hii. This is just unique. And because of that, and hakuna mtu that's why it's called an accident. Hakuna mtu aliandika barua, hakuna mtu alikuwa mgonjwa, hakuna mtu alionyesha indication. We want to give our assurance ya kwamba we are going to stand with this family. Immediately after we leave this place here, we will have a further candid discussion with the president over what we've seen here. And then from there, tutatuma mheshimiwa Kirago, mheshimiwa wenu hapa, akuja ashughulike, washikana na mheshimiwa Martha. Because nasikia hiyo iko namna hiyo connection iko Martha wa Gilgil na mama county wetu.
Wenzetu upande wa eneo la Nakuru ama Naivasha wataweza kuangalia na kufanya uchunguzi waone ni kipi kilichotokea katika ajali hiyo, ili familia iweze kupata faraja kabisa na waweze kupata haki iwapo wanahisi ya kwamba uchunguzi kuhusiana na hiyo ajali unatakikana ufanywe. Simu waweze kuwa waangalifu barabarani. Ndio, ajali ni ajali, lakini tunaweza kufanya safari zetu zikakuwa salama zaidi kwa kuwa waangalifu kidogo barabarani.
Ukweli wa mambo ni kwamba barabara hii kwa wakati huu imekuwa ndogo, ni kweli, kwa sababu hii barabara ndio Northern Corridor na ndio inafungulia watu wote ambao wanaenda pande za Western, na hii barabara imechelewa kufunguliwa. It ought to have been opened miaka mingi imepita, lakini kwa sasa tunashukuru serikali kwa sababu wakati huu already imekuwa tendered na iko karibu kupeanwa, ndio ianze kupanuliwa na iweze kufika mpaka kule Mau Summit, na hiyo kazi imalizike ili tupunguze hizi ajali za barabara ambazo zimekuwa mahali hapo.
Blessed are they that mourn, for God shall comfort them.
Now, the Kilifi County government has dismissed County Secretary Martin Mangi Mwaro Baya Kulua on integrity grounds and appointed Catherine Kenga to the position of an interim basis. The decision, announced by the newly appointed county spokesperson and head of corporate communication Jonathan Mativo, was made in a bid to uphold good governance, integrity and accountability within the county administration. Speaking on behalf of Governor Gideon Mongaro, Mativo emphasized that the termination of Mwaro's employment is effective immediately. He further disclosed that the County Executive Committee member for Public Works, Roads and Transport will temporarily assume the duties of County Secretary for the next 6 months while a permanent replacement is sought.
Pleasure to address you on behalf of His Excellency Governor Mongaro, and as I look forward to engaging with you regularly to ensure open communication and transparency in all county matters, please, and I request, please, feel free to reach out for any clarifications and any further information. That notwithstanding, today we wish to inform the public, staff, and stakeholders of a leadership transition in the office of the County Secretary. In accordance with the provisions of the County Governments Act and the Constitution of Kenya, His Excellency the Governor, Gideon Mung'aro, has issued a notice of termination of contract to Mr. Martin Mangi Mwaro, who has been serving as the County Secretary of Kilifi County Government. This decision has been taken in the best interest of upholding good governance, integrity, and accountability in the County Government of Kilifi. To ensure continuity and efficiency in service delivery, the Governor has appointed Honorable Catherine Kenga, the current County Executive Committee member of Public Works, Roads and Transport, to serve as the acting County Secretary and Head of Public Service for an initial period of 6 months. Honorable Kenga will continue to serve in our current portfolio while taking on other additional responsibilities of the County Secretary. The County Government remains committed to its vision of providing efficient, transparent, and people-centered service delivery. The administration assures all stakeholders of its firm dedication to upholding the highest standards of governance and public service. We would want to extend our appreciation to Mr. Mwaro for his service to the County Government of Kilifi, and we also want to wish Honorable Catherine Kenga success in her new role as she undertakes this noble assignment in the service to the great people of Kilifi. To ensure that there is no mixed reactions, I also want to confirm that the former County Secretary has already received a letter of termination.
Now, residents of Ramula and Munungo areas in Siaya and Vihiga counties have expressed mixed reactions following a public hearing conducted by the National Environment Management Authority, that is NEMA, on the Environment and Social Impact Assessment Report for the proposed open-cast gold mining project by Shanta Gold Company. The public hearing held at Ramula Dispensary grounds was intended to address concerns surrounding the large-scale mining project, which has sparked significant division among local communities, while some residents opposed the project, citing concerns related to social, economic, and cultural impacts. Others support its development, believing it could bring much-needed benefit to the area.
I'm talking on behalf of the silent majority. The silent majority in Ramula sub-county, or this place where we are, do not want this question of Shanta. The MCA said very well that this question of Shanta has brought a lot of division in this place. Yes. And I'm surprised when the minister was talking that she noted what the MCA said. She did not mention that point. MCA said a very important point, that Shanta question debate has brought a lot of division in this place. It has really brought a lot of division because, you know, people who have been probably persuaded to support Shanta, and you see the way they were talking, they were even quarreling. They were not talking in a way that they were quarreling. They were quarreling as if they wanted to fight, and that's very wrong. We don't want division here. So what I say is that people of Ramula should be united.
Sikia leo kumekuwa na public participation kwa hii area yetu, na tumeshangaa kwamba watu ambao wamekuja public participation katika hii area ni wamechukuliwa watu kutoka eneo lingine la Lihanda. Wale ndio watu wamekuja kufanya public participation huku. Pia sisi kama wakazi wa hii area tulikuwa tumejua kwamba leo tutakuwa na siku yetu ili tuweze kufanya public participation na yale maoni yetu yaweze kusikizwa. Lakini tunashangaa tulikuwa tumejipanga ili tuweze kuongea, na tumepata kwamba kuna wale watu wenye wametuzuilia tusiweze kuongea, na baadhi ya watu ambao wako affected kwa hii area hawajaweza kuongea. Ningeomba pia kuomba vyombo za usalama kwamba wakiwa hapa wanafaa wapatie usalama kila mmoja wetu ambao ako hapa hivi ili tuweze kupata usawa. Tunashangaa vyombo za usalama zimekuwa zikihifadhi hii kampuni ya Shanta, na tunapofanya public participation zetu hatupati funding kutoka kwa vyombo vya usalama, lakini tunapata neema wakati shanta inafanya hiyo meeting zao, tunapata security inakuja ya kutosha, na hiyo security inafanya intimidation, inaweka uoga kwa wananchi.
What I've witnessed today is a serious colonization that we experienced in Africa a long time ago. People have been paid to give false testimony against our own interview, against our own views. Me personally, I am living here. I have never been given even a single second to state or to even give my views on Shanta. To be honest, we are the residents of this place. We must be given an opportunity to express our views. It is totally wrong for people coming from other places, coming to colonize us. They want to displace us, and then they buy people to give false testimony. It is wrong.
All right, moving on. A suspected illicit brew dealer is at risk of losing his 4-acre piece of land to the government following the seizure of 55,000 litres of Kangara and 500 litres of Changa during a multi-agency operation in Mwasiongi village, Bomorenda ward, Bonchari constituency in Kisii County. The operation, led by the National Authority for the Campaign Against Alcohol and Drug Abuse, that is NACADA, resulted in the arrest of 5 suspects. NACADA CEO Anthony Omerikwa, who spoke at the crime scene, confirmed that the government has the legal authority to repossess the land and the proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act of 2009. The law allows the government to confiscate properties that are deemed to be linked to criminal activities. Omerikwa described the site as a significant production hub where numerous drums of Kangara and the precursor to Changa production were discovered hidden in a garden. He hailed the operation as another success in the fight against illicit alcohol production and trade in the country.
We've ably apprehended 5 individuals who are working in this massive operation here. And mine is just to appeal to the public. Should you come across anything like this, please feel free to inform members of the multi-agency. What you see in front of you here is a multi-agency team composing of NACADA officials and the National Police Service, including the Ngao team that work tirelessly to realize what we are seeing here today. Now, our efforts to deter those who intend to continue producing illicit alcohol and other substances is that it won't stop here. Like I said earlier, this is a crime scene. Under the Proceeds of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act of 2009, the government can repossess this crime scene because it is deemed to be an accessory to the actual crime. So what we'll do beyond this is that we'll look for the owner of the premise, whom we didn't find on site, and we will initiate process after due diligence and due process to ensure that we repossess this piece of land, return it to government. We can build a school, we can build a social hall, we put it to the right use, one that does not create any harm to the community around. We estimate that this piece of land is about 4 acres, and but we will institute the process of identifying beacon to beacon within the area where the production of this illicit brew was being carried out. In our fight against alcohol and drug abuse, we don't segregate places. It is a whole of government and a whole national approach. But exercises like this also form basis of our data collection. What we found here will plug into the research we do in terms of prevalence of illicit alcohol. So it's a continuous process. I can say nationally we've made progress, but we can do better. And we can only do better if Wananchi provide us with the information. Just standing here, we've gotten very many new leads just talking to the Wananchi around. And we will not relent in our effort to ensure that we totally eradicate this menace of alcohol and drug abuse in the country.
Now, the second Macharia Cooperation Conference held at Enishipai Spa in Naivasha has brought together top security officers from across the African continent to address critical challenges facing regional security. Among primary issues discussed were the misuse of social media platforms for advocacy, civil mobilization, transitional organized crime, terrorism, and the other impacts of climate change on security. In his address, Nuruddin Haji, the Director General of the National Intelligence Service, emphasized that the misuse of social media has become a major security concern in the region. Haji highlighted the growing trend of using these platforms to spread disinformation and misinformation, which has contributed to widespread public confusion and instability. He expressed concern over how coordinated campaigns of false information have led citizens to make poor decisions and fostered negative perceptions of the governments.
Our theme of consolidating and deepening intelligence cooperation towards regional peace and stability builds upon the resolution of inaugural Macharia conference, where as the intelligence fraternity, we resolve to strengthen partnership in addressing common threats to ensure a peaceful and secure continent. Honored to underscore that through our joint efforts, we have been able to establish frameworks for timely intelligence sharing and intelligence-led joint operations. We have also undertaken joint technical capacity development and unified efforts towards tackling threats that Africa faces. As the global dynamics rapidly evolve and the threats transmutate to become borderless, leaderless, and unconventional, where the arch of insecurity is experienced at every turn, Africa is facing catastrophic risks with a high degree of randomness, hence the need for enhanced cooperation, which has become necessary and unavoidable.
The Macharia Cooperation Conference is a timely and vital initiative coming on the backdrop of increased security challenges that threaten the stability of our region. To effectively confront these challenges and at the same time respond to the rapid shifts in the world security architecture, there is a need for renewed collaboration and cooperation among our intelligence organizations. It is through these collaborations that we will come up with practical solutions and harness the vast opportunities before us, ultimately striving to enhance continental peace, stability, economic growth, and prosperity, not just for ourselves, but for generations to come.
Intelligence fraternity forms the first line of defense against all threats. Therefore, we have been bestowed a solemn responsibility to serve and protect our nations and its citizens against all domestic and foreign threats. Let us therefore honor our solemn call by unifying our efforts against the shared threats that encumber our continent. In the face of a fast-evolving and technological-driven world, the continent is contending with tech-related threats, transnational organized crime, terrorism, climate change, and other emerging threats.
Now, residents of Gadanji Ward in Oljoro constituency are living in fear due to the surge in livestock thefts, particularly targeting the most vulnerable members of the community, including grannies, widows, and those in difficult circumstances. The thieves are reportedly stealing cattle, goats, and chickens, leaving behind devastated families struggling to make ends meet. In a shocking recent incident, thieves raided a home in Huhoine village where they stole and slaughtered 2 dairy cows. The raiders, according to witnesses, carefully moved the cows several meters from the homestead, slaughtered them, and left behind the carcasses. What made the situation even more alarming was the unusual condition of the carcasses. No dogs or even houseflies would touch them, prompting suspicion that the thieves might have used unknown chemicals.
Kona huzuni sana. Mama yetu ameibiwa ng'ombe 2. Hana kitu ya kukamua sasa. Hiyo ng'ombe alikuwa anauza maziwa, ananunua dawa ya pressure. Sasa hana mbele wala nyuma. Ni mama mjane. Hana usaidizi wowote. Hata sisi kama watoto wake, sisi ni tu kushughulika shughuli za kutafuta pesa hapa kwa mashamba. Hatuna mali tumeajiriwa. Kwa hivyo tunaomba yeyote atakayejitolea anunulie mama yetu ng'ombe, na tunaomba serikali ituangalilie juu hatuna security mzuri.
Huku ni Huhoine village, Gadanji Ward. Huku tumehangaishwa sana na wezi wa ng'ombe. Ukitazama hapa, hii ni ng'ombe za mama mjane, shushu mjane, zimechinjwa usiku wa kuamkia leo. Ukiangalia ni hizi ng'ombe alikuwa anatarajia ndio hope yake kabisa ya maisha. Sasa tungeomba serikali yetu ya Kenya at least watusaidie, hii wizi ikome. Kila siku unasikia wezi wamejaa, kila siku ni mbuzi, kuna siku ingine wamechinja punda. Sasa leo hii wamechinja hizi ng'ombe mbili za mama mjane. Kwa hivyo tunaomba tu serikali ingilie. Ukienda kwa hili police station iko hapa karibu, kumejaa hapo OB za kuomba tushughulikiwe. Kila siku mtu akiibiwa anakimbia pale. Sasa diposa tunaona hapa tuandamane, at least tuone kama serikali itasikia kilio chetu.
Leo hii tumeitwa na kisikitiko kikubwa sana ya ajuza mmoja wa miaka 90 ambaye leo katika boma lake wezi wameingia na wakachinja ng'ombe wake wawili ambao walikuwa wanatarajia alikuwa na pata maziwa kwake. Na sisi kama county government tulikuwa tumesema suluhisho moja ya wizi wa ng'ombe na mbuzi ni kwamba sisi kama county government na governor wetu Kiari Badirisha tulisimamisha all the transport services ya nyama usiku. Kwa hivyo kila transport service tunapata usiku ya nyama au kwanza tunawasimamisha ili tujue na tubaini kwenye wametoa hizo nyama. Hapa kando yetu tuna police station hapa Huhoine, inaitwa Kendo Police Station. Tulikuwa na gari ya patrol ambayo ilipelekwa pale Ngano Police Station, na sasa kwa sababu hapa imekuwa na upetekevu ya security, kuna ng'ombe zingine ziliimbiwa pale Jonjo.
Alright, it is exactly 37 minutes past the top of the hour. That's not to wrap up our bulletin here at EBN News at 1, but more news will come your way in our subsequent bulletins at 4 p.m., 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. My name is Martin Macharia signing off. Do have yourself a good afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your viewing, and as always, let's meet again when God says we do.